My mother-in-law looked around the Thanksgiving table at 15 of our closest family members and called me just a waitress. She said it with a smile, like it was a joke, like everyone would laugh along. She had no idea I owned 14 restaurants, including the one her son worked at. If you've ever been quietly disrespected by someone who never bothered to know the truth about you, this story is going to feel personal. Welcome to Dark Truths Untold. My name is Rachel and I'm from a small town outside Nashville, Tennessee. I married my husband Tyler 4 years ago. He's a good man, kind, hardworking, a little oblivious sometimes, especially about his mother. Diane never liked me. Not loudly, just quietly, in small comments at every family dinner. "Oh, Rachel still works in restaurants? That's sweet. I just worry he's settling." I'd smile and let it go. Because here's the thing Diane never asked. In 4 years, not once, what I actually did for work. She assumed. She saw me in comfortable clothes one weekend, mentioned I'd been at one of the restaurants, and decided I was a waitress. Once Diane decides something, she doesn't bother checking if it's true. What she didn't know was that I started in a kitchen at 19, working my way up through every position there was. By 26, I'd opened my first restaurant with money I'd saved for 6 years. By 32, I owned 14 locations across 3 states under a company name that wasn't my own face on the door. Tyler knew, obviously, and he was proud of me. But he also knew his mother, so somewhere along the way he stopped correcting her. Easier than dealing with the fallout. I let it slide too, for years, because honestly, it didn't matter what Diane thought, until last Thanksgiving. Tyler's younger brother, Mark, had just gotten a new job. As a server at one of my restaurants, the flagship location, the one I visited most often. Mark didn't know I owned it. The hiring was done by my general manager. I just knew from the schedule that a Mark Hendricks had started 2 weeks earlier. At Thanksgiving dinner, Diane was in rare form. She'd had 2 glasses of wine and was feeling bold. She started talking about how proud she was of Mark for getting a real job, even if it's just serving tables for now. Then she turned to me in front of everyone and said, "Speaking of waitressing, Rachel, maybe you could give Mark some pointers. You'd know all about it." The table went quiet. A few cousins exchanged glances. Tyler's jaw tightened. I just smiled. "Actually," I said calmly, "I might know a few things about that restaurant specifically." Diane laughed. "Oh, have you worked there too?" "No," I said. "I own it. I own all 14 locations under Hendrick Hospitality Group." The room went silent in that particular way only a Thanksgiving table can go silent. Diane's smile froze. "You what?" "I started the company 9 years ago. Mark's actually one of my newest hires. I didn't realize it was him until just now." Diane looked at Tyler like he was supposed to fix this somehow. Tyler just shrugged. "I told you she ran restaurants, Mom. You just never asked which ones." The rest of dinner was quiet. Diane didn't say another word. The real moment came 3 weeks later. Mark called Tyler in a slight panic. He'd heard through the restaurant grapevine exactly who I was. He was worried I'd treat him differently because of what his mother said. I called Mark myself. I told him the truth. His job was completely secure. His reviews were entirely separate from family dynamics, and I respected anyone willing to work their way up, because that's exactly what I did. Mark thanked me, relieved. Diane never apologized directly, but the comments stopped completely. At Christmas, 6 weeks later, she actually asked me a real question about my business for the first time in 4 years. I answered politely. I didn't rub it in. I didn't need to. Because here's what I realized that Thanksgiving. Diane spent 4 years building an entire opinion of me based on something she never bothered to verify. She wasn't disrespecting a waitress. She was disrespecting someone who built something real, simply because